go ahead and do adjustments for eagle pose. We're going to stand close to the student. We're going to have the lovely Miss Maggie go ahead and get into eagle pose. We're going to be behind and bending with her, and we're going to take our hands in Barbie position and putting them on the hip, and we're going to press down. To exit, we come up with her and release. Good job. We're going to go ahead and do the adjustment for tree pose. We're going to take our thumb and put it directly underneath the occiput and our fingers just behind the hairline to do the head lift. So when doing this, you want to make sure that you're with the student from the beginning till the end of this stretch. You don't want to leave in the middle of it. We're going to go ahead and put our fingers where they need to go. We're going to have her get into her tree. If your student needs to do an adjustment, they can put their foot on the floor using yoga blocks, whatever feels more comfortable. We're going to make sure that she really isn't going to go anywhere in this. We're also making sure that she is relaxed in this stretch, so that way she can focus on externally rotating her knee. And when she's ready, we're going to have her put both feet planted on the floor, and that's when you exit. We're going to be adjusting the king dancer pose. You want to make sure to stand on the side of whichever foot and leg is anchored. In this case, it's the left one. We're going to have her lift the left arm. We're going to take a strong grip to her left arm, and we're going to have her lift her foot, and we're going to take our right directly underneath the ankle. This has no direction, but eventually we will be pulling up, but slightly more pulling up slightly more stronger with where the ankle is. We're going to release the foot, and then when both feet are planted down on the floor, we release. We're going to go ahead and be adjusting shoulder stands. You want to make sure that if you're using a blanket, you want the frayed edge to be inside of the yoga mat and the folded edge to be outside. You want the student to lay their head on the floor, and you want their neck to be right at that line with their head off of the mat. If you need them to move, you can direct them whichever direction you want and how far. So for example, Maggie, move like a 1/4 inch to the left. Perfect. When the student goes into plow, you want to make sure that their fingers are interlocked and they're pressing through their shoulders, because you want the shoulder stand to actually be in the shoulders and not have them be putting too much pressure on the spine. So we're going to go ahead and get into plow. We're going to go ahead and get into plow. If their feet can't touch the floor or they're inflexible, you can always use a yoga block, or you can have them put their hands on their back, and if that were the case, they would just not go into shoulder stand for very long. We're going to go ahead and have them interlock their fingers and really press through, so that way they're shimmying a little bit to the left and the right. If you would like to come around and put your hands where the hip and thigh meet and shimmy back and forth to help align them. We're then going to go ahead and have them put their hand on their back, making sure that the fingertips touch, and we're going to come around and have them lift their legs, helping them by grabbing underneath the ankle. And when we lift, we're going to lift to one side and gently kick the elbow in whichever direction you are. So in this case, we're going to lift to the left and kick the elbow in slightly, lift to the right, kick the elbow in slightly, and then we're going to have her bend her knees. We're going to interlock our fingers and bend our knees to protect our lower back and lift her off of the ground while again gently kicking, lift to the right, gently kick. She's almost off the ground now. We're going to go ahead and have her lift up. We're going to ask her, do you feel secure?
Yes.
Perfect. We're going to have her release, holding it there, backing up slowly, going back into plow. She's going to brace her hands on the mat, and she's going to lower down one spine at a time. And if we'd like, we can press the shoulders down to help brace her. Good job. Just like